This is the situation of Muhammad. Sitting down in the middle of the darkness, alone in the cave, minding his own business, and out of nowhere, a being or a guest comes unexpectedly, comes to Muhammad and commands him to read. Iqra. He tells him, I don't know how to read. He grabs him, squeezes him very tight, and lets him go. Then he leaves him with 5 verses that Muhammad never, ever heard before. Just imagine the situation. Very tough yet confusing situation to a normal man, Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. However, this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala trains his prophets and messengers. If you remember Musa alayhi salam, or Moses, and I'm sure this is in all the books as well, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to Musa, and throw down your stick. But when he saw it moving as if it were a snake, he turned in flight and he did not look back. He ran away. Musa or Moses ran away. It was said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Musa, "O Musa, fear not. Verily, the messengers fear not in front of me." As a natural human being, if you see something strange like that, you will take off. You will run away. This is a training for the greatest of men, Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, for the greatest of all jobs, called al-risala. Called al-risala. Called al-risala, or the message, the final message. At this point, now Muhammad, who is still not officially a prophet or a messenger yet, received the first revelation. Now he is concerned. He didn't know what was happening to him. Muhammad rushes to his house, as every single human being of us would do. And before we get to that further, I want to pause here for a minute and talk about the actual revelation that came down to Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. This is going to be the beginning of the last revelation, the beginning of a divine book that is called Al-Quran, the Quran. Traditionally, Muslims began anything that they do that's worth doing. And there is a header that says, anything we're doing should begin with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, which is also the actual first statement in the Quran. If you open up any of the Quran, the very first thing that will be read is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And oh, here it is. It is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I totally missed it. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, which means in the name of God, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Now, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, these two words right here, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, they're actually derived from the same root, ar, ha, and mim. From the same root, because Arabic words, and I'm probably going to talk about this a lot over the next few classes, Arabic words are built on triliteral roots. Triliteral roots. Because the Semitic languages are root-based languages. So Hebrew, for example, has the same phenomenon that we're dealing with in a language in which a semantic field or a constellation of meanings emerges out of primitive root structure, which are based on 3 letters. Most of the time, it's based on 3 letters. Most of the time. Generally, sometimes 4, but the vast majority are 3 letters. Now, the Quran itself is a word, and this is what I wanted to pause and talk about the first revelation and why the Quran is named the Quran. So the Quran itself is a word which also comes from a root word. And there is some differences about it, but generally in English, it is written like this. Or sometimes it is written with Q, U, R, A, N. There's some differences, but they're minor differences. So generally the word root words here in the Quran, these are 3 Arabic letters. So the Q or the Qaf, Qaf is a letter that does not have an equivalent in the English language. And we all know that. It's done or pronounced qa by using something in your throat, by squeezing the upper portion of your throat together and ejecting the sound of qaf, qa. The second letter is ra. Second letter is ra. And this is equivalent to R. Here we don't have an equivalent. And the second letter is equivalent to the English letter R. The third letter is alif or ya. Alif or ya. You could say alif or ya also, because ya is an alif as well. It could be used as an alif as well. Now, it translates into qara'a. Qara'a. It comes from 3 root letters. Qara'a, and the other root you'll find is the word recite. So qara'a, it could mean 2 things. It could mean recite. It could mean read, because iqra in the Arabic language means 2 things. It means to read, and it also means to write. Here we go. It means to read or to write. So it has an oral and a written quality to it. And that's what I want you to remember. It has an oral and a written quality to it. So recite is an oral quality to it. And read also has an oral, but they both have a written quality to them. You follow me so far? Now, interestingly enough, the Quran was first recited, read, and written down to be preserved. The orality, or what we call the orality or recitation aspect of it, is very important, because orality was considered to be the peak of literacy. This oral tradition was common to the previous nations. This is how the companions, radiallahu anhum, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with them, this is how they learned the Quran, is through recitation, is through orality. And I want you to remember that read or recite has 2 qualities. It has a quality of reading and quality of written quality as well.